Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is a subject you've almost certainly heard of before: freedom of speech. It's been talked about a lot lately, especially in the context of social media and actual news media. And there are some recent events, actually one in particular, that I want to discuss or bring into the spotlight. And that is the ejection of Senator Padilla, California senator, from a public speaking. And I don't have too much information. I did see an actual video recording of the event in which Mr. Padilla was ejected from the room. And I will link that video in the description of this video. And I want to mention a couple of things about this event because it represents a turning point, I think, for a lot of people. And if you watch the video, what you're going to see is a speaker dominating the viewport. And this is an ongoing theme. What she's saying and the nature of the meeting and the building and the location aren't entirely relevant to the subject of this video because there's a bigger concern, and that is the right of anybody to have a voice, especially when it becomes a voice of representation in an official building. And I do understand and I respect that there's a time and a place for proper discourse. This is sometimes abused, this reason, this complaint that, oh, the timing was wrong or it was a closed area. Here's a big idea. Closed area. Oh, there was a closed area, you say? Well, let's think about that for a second. Because I've heard this about this event, that Mr. Padilla wandered, quote unquote, into the wrong room. Oh, is that right? There happened to be, television cameras and a person speaking publicly in that room, and the senator was not supposed to be there, apparently. So let's look at that for a second. It's a federal building. That means it's owned by the public, ultimately. They paid for it. And Mr. Padilla is quite obviously and officially an elected representative of the state of California. We know a few things going in. He wandered into or entered this room, and had something to say that was on point. And the question becomes, what is free speech when it is marginalized, when it is compartmentalized to a zone? Because that's what we have now. We have free speech zones where protesters or even senators apparently are pushed aside, encouraged to speak their mind in a vacuum chamber where nobody can hear them. Does that not defeat the purpose? Okay, so let's be honest. Free speech is about saying whatever, whenever, wherever. That's what it's about. And when it's inconvenient and when it's potentially controversial, that's when it's most important. And that's the spirit of the rule. It's a constitutional law, actually. And it only makes sense based on history, based on any kind of civility and understanding of what's proper, to deny a senator the opportunity to contribute to her interview in a respectful way at any point is illegal and inappropriate. And that's all you need to know about that. Her interview does not have priority over representation, over freedom of speech, in a sense of ethics and in a sense of constitutional law. It was illegal. But anyway, I want to wrap up this video at 5 minutes. I hesitated to make this video about Mr. Padilla and the event because that place, that building, and those people, while they are elected representatives, they are no more special and perhaps even less special when it comes to freedom of speech than the common man. common man or woman, excuse me, whoever. The average person has even more of a legitimate right to speak their mind, as long as it's on point and respectful, than the elected representatives, who are positioned to amplify that voice, but they do not dominate it, they do not dictate it, and they do not replace it. They are meant to augment it. They're meant to restate it in a way and make decisions quickly with respect to it. That's what representation does. Tongue twister. So we see across the board, I said I was going to end at 5 minutes, I'm now at 6 minutes. We see across the board that there's a deterioration of rights in general. Freedom of speech is no exception, but rights are badly understood. Rights, especially constitutional rights, or any kind of rights that people expect, human rights. I will even mention trans rights in this video because they are just as valid. But here's the thing. Nobody has any rights unless there's an agreement. Rights boil down to an agreement between parties. Your right is something that we have agreed upon. And without the agreement, there are no rules whatsoever. There are no rights or rules without an agreement. If you disagree, why don't you think about it for a second? Leave comments or questions below. whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.